So today we're looking at a Powersmart lawnmower. I know these are pretty inexpensive, cheaply made. Haven't really dug into finding parts or anything for them yet. But let's see, 170cc. But I came across a problem. A friend of mine owns this, and let me show you what's going on. All right, let me give it a pull and show you what's going on. So you'll see that if you try to just give it a quick jerk right away, it's too hard. And so if you take it time, take it slow, it'll start. But I'm hoping that maybe a valve adjustment will fix that. Let's dig into it. All right, in the absence of any data that I can find on the internet or elsewhere regarding the specs on these things and the valve specs, I'm just going to take this off and just kind of fiddle with it and see what I come up with. Alright, so there's 4 bolts here. They're 8mm, so let's disconnect the spark plug. See what's under the car. I have to get a manual one. It's on there pretty good. I have to pry that off. There we go. I didn't use any kind of gasket. They looked some kind of sealant down there, so it's pretty good. Oil's dirty. Alright. So it looks like we have a nut here and like a square end there to the bolt. So alright, I'm going to turn the blade, and I do have the spark plug disconnected. Turn the blade so that we open up one of the valves. There we go. So now the top one is loose. And I'm going to loosen that and then turn this just so it's touching the top of that valve. Alright, so this looks to be a 9mm. So let's loosen that up. Okay, that's loose. Now I'm going to just grab this, I guess, and just snug it up the valve and try to hold it in place while I tighten the nut back up. And then I'm going to spin the blade around and get the other one. clearance here. Okay, there we go. And I'll just snug that one up so it just touches. That one went in quite a ways. So now we'll hold that in place and tighten that one up. And I will spin it around a couple more times. So there's actually no play. And maybe this will work. I got some compression there, that's for sure. Alright, we're going to put the cover back on, get it on the ground, and see if it starts any better. Alright, it's back on the ground. Let's see what happens. We'll do what we did before, just give it a quick pull and see if there's any kind of resistance like before. Nope, all resistance is completely, well, not all resistance, or that'd be no compression, but now we don't have to fight like we had before. So let's give it a prime on the bulb and see if it'll start. Alright, so it doesn't start on its own very good. Prime it, it does, obviously. You hear that popping sound. I think what I'm doing is put it back on a workbench and back off those valves just ever so slightly, so there's just a little bit of clearance. Alright, so we got her open back up, and I've got this valve open, this valve closed, so we're going to adjust this one that's closed. Loosen the nut, and I'm going to just back this off just a smidge and then hold it. I mean, I didn't even do like a quarter of a turn, so let's just, I'll tighten that nut back up. And then do the same for the bottom one. There's a compression stroke. There we go. Okay, that one came loose, so we're gonna snug it up and then back it off about a quarter of a turn, and then hold it right there while I tighten this nut back up. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, second time. Oh, wait a minute. You gotta put the spark plug back on. That would have been embarrassing. You know, it still does that little popping sound, and I don't think that I'm going to be too concerned about that, because it certainly pulls over way easier than it did before. Now I'm just going to check the RPMs and see if we get something a little bit higher, because it sounds like it's running a little slow. Alright, well, it's running at about 2,900 RPMs. It's very quiet. Maybe it's the size of the muffler, but I don't know. 2,900 RPM sounds good, but let me see if I can just bump it up to 3,000. Alright, what I'm going to do to bump up the RPMs and see if this works. This is the governor arm right here. And I'm just going to bend this tab back, I think, to increase the RPMs. And see if we can get her up to 3,000 RPMs. Alright, so just a really minor adjustment on that actually brought it up to 3,100 RPMs. And I know that's suitable for some lawnmowers, and I'm thinking it's suitable for this one. So we're just going to leave it be, and we're going to go cut some grass and make sure this all starts the way it should. So anyway, that's my first Powersmart lawnmower video, and if it's helped you at all, I appreciate a subscription and a like. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.